Hi class, so this first part of the video is going to be me showing you what you will be doing at home and helping a little by showing you the worksheet that you will be doing and how to fill it out. And then I will be telling you about what we will be doing in class the next day and just preparing you for the discussions that we will have. So first I have the Prezi pulled up and I want you to view this at home and I want you to just learn about the basics about adjectives, do a little refresher on nouns, person, place, or things, and then when to use adjectives, and the basic description words that are adjectives. And then there will be some examples and some parts of the Prezi that you can do yourself. And then eventually I also embedded into the Prezi a game that I want you guys to check out. And so if you click the link in the Prezi, it'll bring you up to this. It's a racing game. So the instructions are, it's about identifying adjectives. You'll see a sentence at the bottom of the screen using an adjective. And then, and then you have to click on the adjective. So there'll be a bunch of words. And so you just have to click on the correct adjective. So I would suggest doing this after, I put it last on the Prezi, so you could do it last. So it's kind of like a refresher of what you just learned. So it says, click on the adjective used in the given sentence. Keith had to wash his dirty socks. So just read that sentence a few times yourself and pick out the adjective. So, do we think it's socks? No. Do we think it's Keith? No, it's dirty. So, it's just like a racing game, and the more questions you get right, then the faster your car will go. Pete loves soothing music. Oh, soothing, that's the adjective. So that is the first part. Then after viewing the Prezi and exploring the game a little bit, I will give you this worksheet the previous day in class, and I want you guys to fill it out at home. And so you just have to fill in the sentences with how you would describe the person, place, or thing, the noun. And it's pretty simple, but I want you guys to think about the adjectives that you use, and I don't want you to just use, I think my mom is nice. I want you to think, what else is your mom? Is she caring? Is she funny? Maybe you want to say she's tall, she's pretty. So I want you guys to really think about the words that you're using and just spend a little time doing these sentences. The pasta was, instead of saying good, you could say yummy, delicious, and just make sure you're using the right adjective. You don't want to say the pasta was loud, because you know that's not the right adjective, and you want to use an adjective that's going to make sense. Then we're going to start the class off by me asking you guys what your favorite things are to describe them. So if you say, I like dogs, I'm going to ask you, okay, can you describe the dog? So is the dog fluffy? Is it soft? I'm going to ask you for different adjectives while you're describing your favorite things. Then we will just go over the main points of the Prezi and just do a little refresher in class so you guys remember what you learned. And then we will go over the worksheet you did the night before, which was here, and I'll have you guys at your tables in about we'll do about 4 people per group, and we'll discuss what we wrote, and then you guys can all agree on your favorite word that you guys used in, say, sentence 1. If someone said, I think my mom is intelligent, then if everyone liked that in the group, then you guys can pick that, and then whoever raises their hand can come up and write that word on the whiteboard, and then we'll have all these words from all these groups, and it might be a word that another group hadn't thought of that you guys are sharing, so you guys will learn a bunch of new different words. We will also have this poster hanging in class. Now, I don't want you guys relying on it. I want you guys to come up with these words on your own and to ask other people. If you need help, to ask me, and we'll try and come up with some adjectives. But I will have this if you really can't think of anything, but this is what you look at last. So we think a lot, and then we'll ask someone else if we can't think of anything, and then you could ask me, or last case scenario, then we could look at this poster. And then next, I still want you guys to be in groups, but I think I'm going to break you down to 2 people. So instead of 4, we're going to go down to 2. And then I'm going to hand each person a worksheet. So 1 worksheet for the both of you. And then this is going to be the worksheet. And we're going to fill it out in class. But you're just only going to have your partner to talk about this with. So you'll read the following instructions. I'll read them for you. And then you'll work together to complete the worksheet. So the first part, circle the adjective that best describes the underlined noun. So, for example, question 1, a big tasty dog was chewing on a bone. So, we're talking about the dog. Is the dog big or tasty? So you guys have to decide in pairs, you have to agree, if the adjective is big or tasty. And then, once you did all 10 of those, you're going to do this next part, and you write an adjective to complete each sentence. Pick one that describes the underlined word. So, for example, number 1, Sally ate some blank candy after dinner. So how would we describe candy? We wouldn't say, we wouldn't say pretty. We could say sweet. We wouldn't say Sally ate some noisy candy. We could say yummy, but that's not here. So I would stick to what's here, which would be sweet, or, oh yeah, yummy is there. So you could choose yummy. So you want to make sure that you are using the right adjective to describe the underlined word. So it'll also be right here if you can't tell what you're describing. You have it underlined, and you have this parentheses here, taste. So you know taste. You know the adjectives that go along with taste. And then once you guys are all done with this, then we will see who got everything right. And then you guys will be awarded something. I'm not sure yet what that will be, but I'll make sure it's fair and that every person is happy with the results. And then the last thing that you will do during this class is you will fill out an exit slip. So I will just give you this piece of paper. You can write your name on it. And I'm going to ask you to do 2 things. I'm going to ask you to answer the question, what did you learn about adjectives today? So it didn't have to be during class. It could have been from what you did at home, from viewing the Prezi. What did you learn? Or it could have been what you did in class. So if you didn't know something and we said it in class, then you could write that. And then I want you to write 2 sentences. And for each sentence, I want you to have 2 adjectives in the sentence. So I want 1 sentence with 2 adjectives, and then a second sentence with 2 adjectives. So, for example, for number 1, don't write this, but you could write, the big yellow dog went to the park. So then you have your 2 adjectives in that 1 sentence. You have big and you have yellow. And then so once you are done with this, you can hand it to me, and then you can leave class. That'll be the end. And that will conclude our lesson on adjectives for the day. And then if there are any questions, I'll be sure to answer them before you guys leave. But I hope this will be a fun class for you guys, and thank you for watching this presentation.